Well, welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. So, it's all the fun of the fair over in Riyadh. Liam Cameron gets a technical technical draw, over over Ben Whittaker, you might say. Of course, it's a draw, so nobody won, but I think the moral victor here is definitely Liam Cameron, because he came in as supposedly fodder for Whittaker. 23 wins, 10 KOs, 6 losses, but never stopped, and no draws previously. And Whittaker was, came in 8-0, 5 KOs, much fancied, 27 years old, orthodox fighter, 6'3", long, rangy, fast, sharp. Expected to at least outpoint Cameron easily. Didn't happen. In fact, it was quite revealing. Because in the first round, Whittaker, like I say, he's very upright, very sharp, moves his feet well, has kind of a conventional style, but he's just really fast and slick with it. And Cameron in the first round, moving after Whittaker, lost the first round, but, trying to find his range, trying to find the few angles and using his feet quite well. It takes, sometimes some guys start slowly because they like to have a look and, see what the range is, what this guy's going to do, see if there's any sort of repetitive movements from the opponent, or whether they're going to, whether there's any kind of set rhythm that they can time. That's kind of what Cameron does. Cameron, by the way, is a former Commonwealth champ, so he's not a bum. He can fight. And in his last fight, he took Lyndon Arthur the distance and did very, very well. Now, in the second round, Cameron started to get closer. And I gave Cameron the second round. I gave Whittaker the first, Cameron the second. And he was gradually, even at that early stage, he was kind of gradually drawing Whittaker into a fight, which Whittaker, considering he is tall and rangy and doesn't really seem to have, A, a lot of power, and B, a lot of physical strength. He didn't really want that early on. But in the third round, I thought... let me get this right. Did I give the third to Cameron and the fourth to Whittaker, or the other way around? I can't remember. I've just watched it. But it was definitely to-ing and fro-ing. And then in the fourth, I thought Cameron was getting much, much closer. And Whittaker was forced to stand, to hold his feet more and punch. And this is what you need to do with a guy who's slick, who moves a lot. This was a 10-rounder. You've got to make him force. You've got to force him and make him fight at a pace he doesn't like, in a style he doesn't like. And you have to be patient. And if I had criticisms of Cameron, is that he was firing too many headshots. He wasn't going to the body enough. That was around about the third round. But then I think in the fourth, he started to go to the body a bit more. And he was also jabbing with the jabber. He was, as the rounds were ticking by, he was timing the sharpness of Whittaker with his own jabs. And they weren't all landing. And his right hands weren't all landing. But he was making Whittaker think. He was making him work. Now, in the fifth round, it all kicked off because there was this... Cameron was really putting it on Whittaker, and Whittaker suddenly had to stand and fight. And I didn't like what I was seeing, because Cameron was landing some good punches. He doesn't have one punch pop, Cameron, but he does have, some sort of enough power to keep you honest, enough power to make you think, and he's busy enough to do that as well. It's more a case of, with Cameron, he's got this physical strength, this physical presence, rather than punch power that draws you into a fight. And this is what happened. And Whittaker was, he's landing his own punches, but they weren't having any effect on Cameron. I mean, there was one right hand, I think, that pushed Cameron back to the ropes that maybe stung Cameron a bit, but it didn't look to me like he was having any great effect. And Cameron was the one who was in the ascendancy. And then in the fifth round, the back end of the fifth round, it happened. Cameron, there was a sort of half of a grappling routine, and Cameron pushed Whittaker back to the ropes, trying to make his presence felt. And they both went toppling over the top rope, landed on the ring apron. I thought Cameron was knocked out because he lay there sort of unmoving for a few seconds. And then gradually he got back into the ring, managed to stand up and went over to his corner and stood there waiting. But Whittaker appeared to have a damaged ankle and was taken away from the ring in a wheelchair. Now, it may be a genuine injury, don't get me wrong. But people will say, I wonder if Whittaker was looking for a way out. because that 5th round was turning into a little bit hellish, and that's only halfway through the fight. So a strange ending to the fight. It then went to the scorecards with the 5th round counted. I'd have given that 5th round to Cameron and made him a 3 rounds to 2 winner. One of the judges did. Another judge had it 3-2 to Whittaker. I didn't agree with that. And one had it a draw. 1 even round and 2 each. Oh, yeah, okay. But definitely Whittaker got out of jail. That's the impression I get. Because I think Cameron was coming on strong and Whittaker wasn't looking... I didn't like his body language. I didn't like the fact that he wasn't switching up his tactics. And I definitely didn't like the fact that he was being drawn into a fight. So Cameron will consider himself to be very, very unlucky, with some justification, I think. For Whittaker, I mean, the obvious thing is they should fight again, because this is unfinished business, let's put it that way. But I do worry about Whittaker when he steps up beyond Commonwealth, British, up to European level. Certainly if he steps into world level, would you give him a chance against never mind Bivol and Beterbiev? What about the 2 super middleweights who are posing as light heavies at the moment? Morel and Benavidez, the 2 Davids. Would you give him a chance against either of those? I wouldn't. So, let me know what you think. And let me know who you thought won the fight after 5. And let me know what you think about Ben Whittaker. Would a rematch be suitable? Just give me your opinions below. And of course, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. And hit the like button as well if you like the video, because that helps us out a great deal. Helps the channel out. And yeah, weird way to start off the Riyadh Bonanza tonight. But there'll be more videos. Check them out. And I'll get you later. Bye for now.